Messi and Ronaldo just broke each other's World Cup records twice in 1 week. That's not the real story though. The real story is what happens next, because for the first time in 20 years, the bracket might actually force them onto the same pitch. Quick recap on how we got here. Messi opened the tournament with a hat trick against Algeria, tying Miroslav Klose's all-time World Cup scoring record. 2 games later, against Austria, he broke it. 18 goals, most ever. In theory, that should have been the story of the whole tournament. In practice, Ronaldo answered almost immediately. His brace against Uzbekistan made him the first player ever to score at 6 different World Cups, and the oldest player to ever score twice in a single World Cup match, beating the age record Messi himself had just set days earlier. Here's where it gets interesting. These two have never played each other in a real competitive match. Not once. 20 years of being the 2 biggest names in the sport, and the closest they've come is a couple of friendlies over a decade ago. So the question everyone's actually asking is simple. Does the bracket let it happen this time? This sounds simple. It isn't, because of how the bracket is built. FIFA seeded this tournament, so the 4 strongest teams, Spain, Argentina, France, and England, can't face each other before the semifinals. Argentina is one of those 4. Portugal isn't, which means Messi is protected from the other giants early, but not from Portugal. So here's the actual math. Argentina has already won their group, so their path is locked. Round of 32 in Miami, round of 16 in Atlanta, quarterfinal in Kansas City on July 11th. Portugal's path depends entirely on one match, tomorrow against Colombia, to decide who wins Group K. You know the type of game this turns into. If Portugal wins and tops their group, both teams head into the bracket as group winners, and the math lines them up to collide in that same Kansas City quarterfinal on July 11th. That's the early collision scenario. Messi versus Ronaldo in the last 8 3 weeks from now. But if Portugal finishes second instead, everything changes. A second place finish sends them down a completely different branch of the bracket, one that keeps them apart from Argentina all the way through. In that version, there's exactly one place left where they could still meet, the final, on July 19th in New Jersey. So one match tomorrow decides which version of this story we get. A win for Portugal sets up a quarterfinal collision in less than 3 weeks. Anything else pushes the only possible meeting all the way to the final itself, the single biggest stage the sport has. Quick recap: Messi holds the scoring record, Ronaldo just broke his age record, and depending on one match tomorrow, these two are either 3 weeks from meeting or saving it for the final. Subscribe for daily World Cup breakdowns, because after tomorrow, we'll know exactly which version of this story we're getting.